Well, I've been teaching for the last years, and now I'm moving rather on to organizing of teaching, but I guess there will be enough time to teach in the future as well.
So if you had to put a label on yourself, you'd say you're a teacher?
That's what I've always said, and I think I will continue saying that, yes.
Okay. So what led you to want to do your Delta?
Well, I graduated in 1996. I did linguistics at university, and then I moved into teaching. I did some teacher training, enough to be accepted in the government office to work as a teacher. But having done this for quite a number of years, I thought I ran a bit dry of ideas, and I really wanted to do something very, very practical again and have the challenge. So I came across your website, and I thought, right, that's something I would like to do.
Had you heard of the Cambridge ESOL Delta before that?
I'm sure I had, because I was a student myself in England, 1991, 1992, back in those years, doing the Cambridge Proficiency, and I was aware that they also had qualifications for teachers. And this is when I just came back, when I actually was a teacher. I came back to that and thought, right, I would like to have a Cambridge qualification.
Did you hesitate at all between doing an MA and doing the Delta?
Nope. Well, I have an MA. I wouldn't mind a second though, but the Delta has the huge advantage of being very, very practical, and that's what I needed. I think I'm doing fine with all the theory, but I'm not so good in the practical application and actually, you know, preparing and delivering interesting lessons. And the input we got here has changed quite a lot already in my kind of how I do lessons, how I run them.
Oh, really?
Absolutely, yes.
Right.
Actually, my students noticed that.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
What have they said to you?
Oh, it's just, you know, things have changed in the sense of we do more things, how do we say that, down to earth, you know, more communication really, language as it needs to be, not so much, you know, we tend to be perhaps a little bit intellectual sometimes there in the country next door. And they're now much more practical, which is much more profitable to my learners as well. Because I come from university initially, university teaching, which is a different issue. Right, are you really going to do it? Because what you have to be very, very critical, because the people are with your work, necessarily. They look at what you do, and it's not going to be like, oh, fine. It's not fine, because you really have to invest a lot of time, a lot of work, and you realize that you have to improve, even though you might have been done something for very, very long. And I like that. I like to be told clearly, this is the area you have to improve on, and this is the way it works here. So I have profited from that very much.
I personally think that the Delta should be seen as part of continuing professional development.
Absolutely.
I'd be very interested to know whether you think that's something in your context. I suppose the question about your employer in Germany as a whole, or maybe just particularly in your particular working culture, is that a message that is well received? The idea that you invest in your own professional development? Well,
the point is that all the companies, even the government, the public service, asks you for continuous professional development. How that really looks in reality is another thing, because some things are organized, some things you organize on your own, some things are paid for, some things you have to pay for, and everyone has to just weigh the advantages and disadvantages. And in our job, it's perhaps a bit problematic that whatever you invest, you may not, at least not in financial terms, really get back. So that needs to be well considered, but there are other returns you have.